everybody, Don Giannetti, lighting-essentials.com and project52prosystem.com. We are going to look at 10 images, food images, where color is the predominant factor. We're using color here as a compositional factor. We're using it as the color itself, the excitement of it. We range from bright colors to muted colors. But sometimes when you're shooting photography, maybe color is your subject. So this is the last assignment from the free workshop that we did, and these are the top 10 images that I pulled to show you not only the shots, because they're very, very good, but also to show you how they were lit, which is very, very instructional because all of the photographers did something different. We range from wild to mild here, so let's get going. The first shot here is Dengang Zui and blueberries, just stunning muted color. That very warm plate behind the blueberries and then the colors of the blueberries, the blue, ice blue, purple, everything works so well. I'm really, really happy that she used a very natural gray background to just let the plate, the warmth of the plate show up, and of course then the blueberries themselves. If you look at the edge of the smaller bowl in the middle, you're going to see an edge all the way around. On the left side it's a little bit brighter, and on the right side it's a little bit darker. That right side edge is vital for this shot to work. If it wasn't there, it just wouldn't work. That is so important. Your fill on the right side may not fill in the shadow. That may not be what you're going for. Maybe you're just going for a reflection. And that is really, really nice. Love this shot, centered composition, and look at the texture. Just really, really great. Let's see how she did it. She's got a softbox behind a scrim and two cards here to make that a very thin amount of light coming through this opening. Now, this is soft light, so it's going around these cards as well, but these cards are making that light a little bit more narrow. The light, as you can see, is really bright up here. This being open is why these berries up top are being lit. These are coming in from that side area, but up here is because the light is spilling over the top. And you can see the fill card here. Just really, really simple lighting. Beautiful. Scrims are wonderful. Derek Rose went for red, the pomegranate. Just as red can be. Everything in this picture is red. It's a powerful photograph. Gathering up all the seeds. And of course, making seeds look random is really hard. You can drop them and they'll look like you put them there. You try to randomize them and it becomes much, much more difficult. You know, our brain is always looking for patterns, and what we want to do when we randomize something is to just get rid of that pattern. You know, we don't want them to clump or whatever. So Derek put the large pomegranate down and then lit it very nicely from above with a snoot. That's it. Just a snoot coming right down on top of the pomegranate. You can see it here, right here. You see the little white thing back there? That's this white card. It's getting a little bit of light. Just a little bit of light from this snoot. Probably out the front is spilling a little bit. But that card is giving that back very small reflection right here. This is the snoot coming down. You can see the angle is just a little bit off center of camera, so it's moving the shadow a little bit to the side. I think that gives it some tension. I think it turned out very well. That's Derek Rose's shot. Isabel Castillo photographed these oranges, and not only do we see the color, but we see this absolutely amazing focus. The sharpness all the way through this. The old wood, the oranges look dry. Light, don't you love the light coming in right there? Just a little bit of light coming in is so pretty. And then, of course, this area here, I'm always looking for places where the photographer is showing me dimension. And we've got light on this back one, on that one, and the one in the front is in the shadow. And yet the two that go together here, you can see the dimension of the items as they are. She added this little bit of blue back here, which I think is brilliant. It's just really nice. It's just a tiny little bit of blue, but it really warms up the oranges. Lovely shot. I think this would be a beautiful photograph on the wall, actually. How was it lit? Well, we got a soft box with a big scrim actually clamped onto the box to give double diffusion. A little bit of the material back here, and you can see the camera from this side. Look again, really beautiful. And what makes it powerful? No fill. She let the fill go. Let the backside go dark. Let it come in. There's plenty of light from that huge light source all the way up here. That light source is definitely going to light this side of the table, which is probably giving a little bit of fill itself. But it's a huge light source that's not being cut off. And you can see it wraps all the way around the orange, all the way down there, all the way past the orange here. Very, very nice. Very clean. Very well thought out lighting. Judy Hernandez, these little cherry tomatoes, just color. The sharpness right in here, letting the depth of field go soft, bringing in the warm pine cones. It's a very warm, holiday-looking photograph. I love it. I think it's just so friendly. And look how she lit it. Isn't that beautiful? Big old window. And of course, the background is a burned and used cooking tray. Don't ever throw your cooking trays away. Clean them up, get all the grease off them, but if they're all brown and burned and stuff like this, what a great background. Look at that. That's just super. Love this. She could have gone the other way and done focus stacking. Maybe that would have worked too, but I'm real happy with this shallow depth of field and just giving that little glimpse into a moment of the holiday colors and festivities, so to speak. Here we have Norm Wright. And Norm got the box. So it's a real small box, set it up, and just shot these colorful items inside it. Makes a very fun and expressive unit. You can see the nice big highlights here and here and here. You can see what he's doing here when we look at the shot. His softbox is moved way to the front. Do you see that? The softbox is in front of, that's the plane of the item there. Here's the plane of the softbox. It's way up in front of this, and that means that light's wrapping around. Now, Norm did have a white card over here that he took out to show the lighting. So if you can imagine a bright white card there, that's keeping these shadows tamed. It's also putting a highlight down parts of the peppers. Pretty nice. All color. Color is the point of the shoot, of the whole shoot, but also of this particular photograph. Yes. Mari Roseman used black, white, and yellow. Don't you just love these little sprigs of whatever the heck those are? And the lighting on the silverware is beautiful. We can see the scroll work. We can see the shape of the spoons. It's really nice, even though that's not the subject. It's nice when attention is paid to everything in a picture. You have got to pay attention to everything. That little sprig coming in up there really holds this composition together. It frames this plate. And look at the plate. Big, beautiful, soft highlight up on top here. Brighter highlight down here that gives us a sense of dimension and also a sense of where the light's coming from. It's obviously coming from the back so that it reflects here. And this is fill from the front. And the yellow soup is the only real color on the photograph. Beautifully done. This is how we did it. She set up a big box. I think this is an octa sitting over here. Put her food in here and added the big soft fill board right here. You can tell that fill board is close to it because this fill board is lighting up this part of the of the image, this fill board here. This light is putting that highlight on the plate. Let's go back and look. The big light is reflecting back into the plate because the plate's at an angle, remember? So it's angle of incidence, angle of reflection. It's picking up that big softbox, and this is picking up the white card. And without that, the picture would be dead. I don't care how good it's propped. Did I say good? How well it's propped. I don't care about that. I don't care about the lighting on this. If these highlights were not on this plate and it was just a big old dull black plate, the image is not going to work. Mark Shaw went very simple. Warms and cools, the green tones of the green apples and the warm tone of the basket. And he just brought us in real close, give us a little bit of glimpse of the photograph. I doubt anybody would see this other than a green photograph. Very nice. It's focus stacked into here. Everything is nice and sharp all the way through. Horizon's in the right place. Can't hardly beat it. Now, this is not the shot that he did. This is the lighting. Nothing changed on the lighting. He just moved the camera down to here. So we're seeing the lighting from above. The camera is actually down here, shooting this way, this way, right through those clamps. A regular reflector with a little sock on it, a little diffuser going through a diffuser. It's really only about 10 inches away, maybe a foot away. So we do have a kind of a hot spot on it. When you go back to the apples, you can see a little bit of a hot spot with a larger shaped reflection of the scrim. Do you see that? The scrim is large, so it's a big, nice liquid highlight. But in that liquid highlight is a bright spot, and that's because he's got his gridded light, or softened light, small light source, close to the grid, making this part, the scrim, making this part brighter. Michael Wood's yellow, honey is yellow and oranges. We got the oranges of the pancakes. So if you look at the picture really closely, we got white, orange, and yellow, and that's it. Beautiful use of color, a single color palette from Michael Wood's lovely honey dripping down onto the pancakes. I believe he said this was a two-shot composite, but I may be wrong. It's either a two-shot composite or it's actually a single shot with the syrup or the honey poured in first and then a second one here. But I do believe he said it was a two-shot. So this is the shot, and you can see the white, you can see the pancakes in there. And you can see he's got his white cards close, got a 2x3 softbox above. He's got bigger cards behind the smaller cards, really keeping everything lit up in there. There's the yellow background. Round-headed 8200 up here coming right in to the top of the pancakes. This one is coming backlight through the honey. So a softbox, back hard light. I'm sorry. The hard light that you see here is the main light, the big round circle. I'll show you in a second. And then the little light here is the backlight. So we'll go back and look. So the backlight is coming from back there and lighting up this part of the pancake. You see that? Giving us this rim here. Then there's this light is doing this big bright area here, throwing that shadow forward. And then the softbox up here is giving us this softer fill here. So we're getting a shadow from the backlight, or getting a shadow from the, I guess you would call it spotlight, and we're just opening up those shadows with the softbox, creating a very controlled ambient situation. Kerry Ross also shot a pomegranate, and I like this because it just looks so painterly. I think it's really, really pretty. A little bit of a hot light right here, little hot lights all the way through. It's no fill, so everything's just floating off into the darkness here, but don't you love how she kept this dark area of the pomegranates against that light area of the plate so it pops out. Same thing right here. We can see the plate come in and we can see the curve of the pomegranate. Up here, same thing. Everything is done very well. This bright edge of the pomegranates here against the darker edge in the shadow on this side. So it's a very well composed photograph. And it's also a lot of fun. And using the really dark tone wood and the gray plate makes the red of these pomegranates deeper and really a bit more powerful. And our last shot is Thomas Grunwald, who found out how hard it is to put an egg onto a piece of glass because it went everywhere. He finally figured out how to get it done. But look at this beautiful photograph. Isn't this lovely? The yellow light from above, from below, the egg right there, and the light is so pretty on it. How did he do it? Well, he did it like this. We've got a softbox in really close. There's the glass that the egg is on. This rounded fill card is meant to give an edge all the way around the egg white and the egg yolk. I'll go back in just a second. And the tape is used for him to focus and get ready for the shot because the egg ran really fast. So there were several eggs sacrificed for this photograph, but that's the way it goes when you're an egg. And now you can see that little white strip all the way around. Do you see it? All the way over here. We've got that highlight. Look at this highlight. It's all the way down here. That is the round little strip of white going around the egg there. Isn't that clever? All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed what we did here. We got Project 52 is starting up in mid-February. We start enrolling people on the 1st of January. If you want more information on Project 52, which is a full year of training for commercial photographers, it's both intensive, but also something that most anyone can do. And we will take you through 52 different assignments: editorial, advertising, commercial, catalog. You're going to get a hell of an education. These are with live critiques. All my critiques are live, and you have access to all the previous years, so there's enough learning material. I think there's about 180 hours of learning material on here at minimum. I don't know if you need to get to all of it, but it's there for you if you want it. Project 52. If you like this, hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll see you next time.